Well, welcome into the podcast. You have just tuned in to the Bad Batch Bourbon Boys, where we will talk about everything from bourbon to, I don't know, everything. We cover everything on this show. We'll talk about sports, bourbon, life, things in the news, our lives, just a little bit about ourselves. I am a Detroit firefighter for 25 years. Vinny is a registered nurse.
For about 8 years now.
And we're both in the city of Detroit, so when we get to story time, it will be fun. And if we get to story time after 2 or 3 McLarens, it might be even better than that. So if you don't know about bourbon, this is the channel to be at. If you know about bourbon, then this is the channel to be on. What we do is when we start off every segment, we start off with reviewing one of the bourbons that's out there right now. And if you're noticing on the table right now, we have Beyonce's bourbon. Now, Vinny, have you tasted this one yet?
I have not had this one yet.
Have you heard any reviews about it? Anybody in the circles, have they talked about bourbon or Beyonce's bourbon? What's the name of it? I can't even read.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I don't know. Let's see. Is it Sir Davis?
Oh, look at that.
Rye whiskey finished in sherry casks. I have not heard too much, only that it is just a generic whiskey. I haven't heard too much about the taste or anything like that. The bottle's nice.
So don't come after us, Beehive, just because we may not give it the best. But how many Beehive people really know good bourbon?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? How many? They shouldn't be able to come after us.
They don't know where we live.
Yeah. So we're going to crack this open. Once again, I'm David.
And I'm Vinny.
And we are about to take you on a Bad Batch bourbon tour. As we open up.
My favorite part is always opening the first time and hearing that pop.
It is. That's the sign of a good bourbon. A cheap plastic wrapper. Oh, now that was a nice pop.
Maybe that needs to be part of our rating system.
Okay.
Is the pop.
2 pop, 1 pop. Oh. It's going down.
David, man.
Oh, thank you very much. Sweet. All right.
Smells good. Like just generic.
Yeah, it's that whiskey perfumey smell to me. Let it breathe just a little bit longer. I don't want nobody to say that we didn't drink it right. All right, let's see. You ever had that, Duce?
No.
So I've had it.
I like cognac, but I've not had that.
I'm not a cognac fan. Cognac. Cognac sounds like Kanye. Yeah, I'm not a cognac fan, although I probably should be. We'll get kicked out of the community. All right, you ready to take it down?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to reserve and let you go first. I have tasted this prior to right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't ask you.
But no, that's fine. Yeah.
It's a very I'm not surprised by it. I'm not
disappointed. It's more or less like, okay,
it's there. It's
Beyonce's whiskey. Now, I will say this. That was better than the first time I tasted it. For whatever reason, that one had a little more flavor. Maybe I let it breathe a little longer than the first time. I think I just a friend of mine, he got us the bottles. Mm-hmm. And when I got it, but his was open, but his was resealed. So I'm not sure if that made it lose any of the flavor or anything, but that wasn't as bad as I would grade it the first time.
Kind of refining your palate maybe recently too, so that could be it.
That is very true. So I am a newer bourbon connoisseur. I've always drank bourbon, but I wasn't a connoisseur. I've been drinking it a little more with a little more enthusiasm about learning it, right? And this one, now, I'm not going to say it's a good bourbon. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, I agree. There's a warmth that goes down at the end that I like.
Mm-hmm.
But would I pick this? How much? May I ask how much this was? That's gotta be a part of this too.
Yeah, this bottle was $150.
That's your serious? Ooh. Thank you for your contribution to this first podcast. Good guess, worth $150. No.
Nah, not at all. You're paying for the name.
Yes.
You're paying for the name 100%. That being said, what would you rate it? I don't know.
I would give this.
I gotta learn the name of the glass first.
I would give this 1.5. 1.5 Glencairn.
Yeah, okay. 1.5 Glencairns. I'm going with 1. We might have to make that scale a little bigger. This is our first day of the podcast. So we can't give up a 1. Well, I mean, shoot, that's as low.
You're right.
We can't give it a half a rating out of our whole 3.
We could do a 1 to 10.
Yeah, we give it a 1 to 10. It's still a 1. The rating was right. We just didn't leave ourselves too much room to keep going. But yeah, I would
disrespect it a little bit more.
But look on the bright side. You did not get a bad batch.
You did not get a bad batch.
A bad batch, as I've heard, and I'm assuming this is going to have to be one that we take down just for purposes. The bad batch bourbon is, what was that one? The one bottle that's terrible.
Malort? Jepson's Malort?
Yeah, Jepson's Malort.
yeah, that is a bad batch, yes. I'm down with that. Have you ever had that?
I've never had it.
Alright, we gotta do that one time.
So we gotta do I gotta get my names right if y'all don't understand. I don't talk the best. But names are even worse coming out of my mouth. So, what is it?
Jepson's Malort.
Jepson's Malort. Jepson's Malort.
It's a Chicago-based liqueur. I think it's a liqueur or liquor.
Oh, so it's not even
it's its own. It's in its own world flavor.
All right. Well, that is. Let's see if I can pronounce this name again. No, so like the bottle and the packaging of it is pretty cool. Now it didn't come in a box, right? So you don't have any of the collector's aspect of getting this Beyonce's $150 bottle of bourbon that uses that name real lightly. But the bottle is nice.
Bottle's nice. There is a bit of that flavor of the sherry cask in it, I will say, which just kind of softens it. So that, I think, helps it. If it didn't have that, it would be very bland.
Yeah, that's true too. So
the pop was nice. Pop had a good one.
Now, would you mix this with anything? I was told to dry some fruit and put it in there.
Oh.
But I was told that by a female.
By this specific one?
Yeah. Like I said, a friend of mine got it. He didn't like it. His wife liked it. She said, okay, it's a little more perfumey.
Yeah.
It's a little more perfumey, a little more for women. If you ask me, it's the Lowe's version of Home Depot.
Ooh, that's a good topic. Are you a Lowe's or Home Depot guy?
Of course I'm a Home Depot.
Yeah, yes.
If there's a grown man in Lowe's, he's only in there because of his wife. So I don't know how true it is, but they said that Home Depot is for the contractor and Lowe's is for the DIYer.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it's sort of neater. But I thought they were owned by the same people. Something close to the same.
Is that why they're always in the same complexes? I was because like they're within like maybe 500 feet of each other every time I see them.
Because a DIYer gets intimidated at Home Depot is what I heard. But the home improver or the DIYer gets intimidated at Home Depot.
Yeah. But
Lowe's makes them feel comfortable, right? Everything is nice and packaged and clean, and not open 7 times. Like, I'm also an electrician. So when I go to a job, I could go to Home Depot and I could care less what it looks like. It's going to get thrown in the back of my truck.
Right.
Or ride it to where I'm using it. And they have a lot less decorative things at Home Depot. They have more of a rough finish to their product, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have to have the brass brushed.
Pretty.
Yeah, they pour more or less like, and they come in bulk, a lot more bulk at Home Depot. So that's what I heard. But I also heard that they were owned by the same person. So
it would make sense if they were. He's getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a theme for a while, right? Like Walmart and was it Kmart? Walmart had owned like one of the smaller stores too.
Okay, I know because the guy that owns Walmart, I believe, is the same guy with Sam's Club.
Okay, is that how it goes?
Yeah.
The warehouse store. What would Sam's Club be considered? Wholesale. That's what it is. Wholesale and retail.
Yeah.
Resale would be a whole different thing.
That's where you get all your clothes from.
Exactly. Hey, it's not good enough for the first guy. It's not good enough for me.
We could go into what we just did with our bourbon tour and have some of this whiskey and talk about that.
I would like that. I would love that. Yeah.
So,
I did want to finish up on like the packaging on this one. So the Sir Davis, the packaging, it just came straight like this, right? It had a little cellophane on it. It had nothing as far as packaging, as far as holding on to a box or nothing to go with the souvenir factor. So once you finish,
because if like the top is there's not much to it.
Yeah,
like, it's nice, but it's not anything real crazy. Do you know what the Sir Davis is at all?
Sir Davis is a rye whiskey finished in sherry casks for generations after Davis Hugh, H-O-G-U-E, Huge.
That's his name?
Yeah. For generations after Davis Hughes made whiskey on his land, his legacy is honored here. And this complexity of rye is married with the elegance of malted barley, finished to perfection in sherry casks. A harmony of spice with sublime hints of fruit. Like nothing ever before it. Reimagined whiskey. Where's our soundboard?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. What do we want?
That's a belch. I don't know why Sir Davis and Beyonce made alcohol, but it's 44%.
Yeah, it just says it's a whiskey brand created by her. And Moet Hennessy.
Oh, Moet? M-O-E-T?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's her grandfather, Davis Hogue, maybe that's what it is, Hogue?
Yeah, H-O-G-U-E?
Yeah. Her great-grandfather, who was a moonshiner and farmer in the American South during Prohibition.
Oh.
So, there we go.
So you got a history. Yeah. There it is.
I'll take that.
So this batch was made in a bathtub.
Really? It's really reaching back.
We got a lot of history for that bottle.
Yeah.
Hey, taste this. Yeah, you're gonna need a good backstory for that. This is the final product. Yeah, let's go talk about your granddad and Prohibition, dude. Let's bring it all out. If this is the flavor we settling on. But I love your music, so don't come after us.
Have you heard the country song?
Yes. So you know what's funny? I like country music.
Sure.
Right? So I heard the song on one of the stations I was listening to, and I was like, that's not a bad song. I found out it was Beyonce later.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the song.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So if there's a thing going on now where people are meshing hip-hop songs with country songs now.
It's a big thing with rock too now.
Is it? Oh.
There's a bunch of, it's like genre molding. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. So Yeah, it's funny when I'm on my motorcycle. It's always like, what is that guy listening to? I look completely different from what I'm listening to as far as music. But I don't think music has.
Just want to have fun going on.
Little Cindy Lauper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
right
yeah,
there.
that's cool. I'm the same way. I listen to everything.
Yeah, the only thing I can't get with is metal. I can't get with metal. Yeah, it metal is a
That'll be a good
anomaly.
conversation for us because that's one of my specialties.
Really?
Yeah.
Metal?
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
So that'd be. That's a good conversation.
That is a
for
good
us,
one.
Yeah. With one, yeah.
Yeah.
One Glen
Yeah.
Cairn.
I'm one Glencairn on that.
All right.
It's better than a Bad Batch.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Good. Yeah, good bottle though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this is, by the way?
A map of the city of Detroit? Oh, yeah.
Isn't that thing sweet?
That is beautiful.
I got
You want to know why I know that?
Well, you work there and you have to know it.
That is the exact same map that they gave us to memorize when we got on the job.
Really?
And so this map was on the test, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was probably a little more, thank you. It was probably a little more defined.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't so generalized, but
it
was a little
closer. So you could learn the names and all that?
you could read the name of the streets.
Okay.
That was about the only difference of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you had to look pretty close. It wasn't like blown up because you wouldn't have been able to get the whole thing. But they had this whole city on the test, and then under the test, they would give you an address, and they would sort of like play you like the mall and be like, "You are here.
Yeah.
How would you get?" Oh, that's. I didn't know it was texture.
Yeah.
Okay, so they would give you an address, and they would say, "How would you get to a different address?"
Okay.
And you would have to use the map to do it, and you would have to pick the fastest route.
Wow.
So
I've always wondered how you guys learn the streets. That's interesting. Is that the same for like cops and EMS and everybody?
Actually, I don't know if that's still on the test. I took the test 25 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, they have to know it's.
I'm pretty sure it's still on there. The city is although it's very developed, I don't think they changed their test in
Yeah, they
years.
can't be relying on having to look at their GPS.
Yeah, nah.
That's interesting.
But yep. So I've studied this map for 10 years, and I can recognize it like out of nowhere.
That's cool.
I can actually so when you get to the firehouse, they blow up your first alarm district from this map, right? So if you were to say, "Hey, where's the engine 44?" It would be right here. That's Palmer Park. That's engine 44's first alarm district. Now that would suck if I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it.
I got the camera on cinematic, so they're gonna be able to key right in on it.
That's not it. But so they blow up your first alarm district.
Okay.
So now you sort of like know smaller spots of this big map.
Okay.
Which was cool though. But that's a nice picture. I like that. Sweet.
All right. Shall we talk about this? So this is. I'll go through the talking points. This is Varchas whiskey, straight bourbon whiskey finished in Madeira wine casks.
Mm.
So this is from a barrel that we all picked as a group.
Yes.
We all went on a bourbon tour. While I'm doing this, you want to talk about the bourbon tour?
Oh man, so this bourbon tour.
Shankar Distillery.
Shankar. That's what
Varchas is the whiskey.
That's
That's
what
the
it was.
brand of there, but Shankar Distillery in Troy.
Troy, Michigan. Ooh.
That was good.
Deep.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That one was a high. It was a good pop, but it was the deep.
Yeah. It wasn't throaty. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
That cap is
It's
nice
so cool.
too.
I'm kind of glad I got it multiple bottles just on
Just to keep the caps.
Yeah.
And another thing about the Varchas. So if you know about Blanton's, each horse is in a different stride, and each one of them have a different letter. And the goal is to collect all of them. Thank you, my brother. Each horse is in a different stride of the race. Well, Varchas does the same thing with an eagle. Most of their caps have different
They're in different stages of flight.
Yeah, different stages of flight, which I thought was cool too. But I like the double-headed.
Yeah, it's unique. It's the single barrel. It's so, before we take a sip, it's 112 proof, 56% alcohol.
Nice.
Single barrel select. So this bottle is 93 of 307.
And me, Vinny, and a few of our other friends have all 397 bottles. So you won't see this in the store. You won't be able to get this. You won't be able to taste what we're tasting right now. But Varch's is a pretty good bourbon.
Yeah, the straight bourbon, the regular bourbon they got is quite good.
So you can find it in the stores. You just won't find this batch. The one I have in my house is 107.
Okay.
Out of the 300 and what was it?
I think 307.
307.
They it's funny, they expected to get about maybe 40 more. And I think the reason we got about 40 less than they expected, but I think the reason is when we went on the tour, they were I forget what the name of that tool was, but to get the whiskey out, we were giving some generous pours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was the first stop, and we got, a round of old fashions right as soon as we got there.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. That was nice.
Yeah, as soon as we got there. So it's in Troy, Michigan. We were on the Whiskey Wagon. We can say that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We were on the bus called the Whiskey Wagon, and we did a little tour of the city of Detroit. And our first stop, how many of us was it during
about 25.
Yeah, we all headed out to the distillery to take that tour, and it was a wonderful tour. Soon as we got in, they opened up actually for us.
For us, yeah.
As a matter of fact, they opened up for us, and they had a bartender back there making us some old fashions, grab them and go.
And very friendly, super nice.
Oh yeah, great people, great customer service. They had a nice little gift shop in there. They had a nice gift shop in there where you could buy gifts, and gave us a little background of the distillery, and it was a great time. And like Benny said, we tested 4 barrels.
Yeah, I believe 4.
We tested
3 or 4, yeah.
We tested either 3 or 4 barrels.
I got this as a gift from my buddy here, Dave.
Oh yeah, that was sweet. I figured when we take in our first concert, which is gonna be like a 6 or 7 week discussion, since both of us have such big differences of music,
Yeah,
we could have to. We could be fighting over if we go into Taylor Swift or not. But
if we're going to Harpo's Theater.
Or LCA.
Yeah.
So we got some flash from there. We tested maybe 3 or 4 barrels, and then they allowed us to pick which barrel we wanted to purchase.
Yeah, if we all decided we wanted to go in, and if we thought we could get enough people to buy enough bottles, which I
don't think was a problem.
All right, shall we?
Yes. So I really like the nose on this.
It's so good.
When you was generous enough to share it with the first pop, that's what stood out to me. That was a real good. It's a real good aroma. Good aroma on here.
And the color of it is so nice.
That dark cherry wood. It's crazy. You got to take it down now. Oh,
so
that's
good.
better. That's better than the first time.
Yeah.
Man, that is good.
It's very good.
That's real good. It hits like all parts of your tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It gets through your whole mouth. It's not just sitting there and it blends.
And it doesn't just burn.
Yeah.
Burn, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, is that good?
Oh yeah.
That's good stuff.
That's gonna be a happy pack. Well, that will conclude the session of our bourbon review. Hope you guys like that. Enjoy your bourbon. Enjoy each other. Have some fun.
See ya.